Welcome to the copywriting crash course. I'm Jim, I'm your tutor today. We're gonna go over copywriting essentials. What is copywriting? Copywriting is the text, the things you write to sell something. It doesn't matter what you sell. It can be an advertising copy, a magazine copy, but you get people to buy something because it's not writing just for the sake of it. You want people to take action, to get you money. So this is one of the most important, if not the most important thing in advertising marketing. All right, let's get into a headline. Headline is the deal breaker. If a person doesn't read what you write in the whole copy, rest of the copy, they're not gonna be able to buy what you have to offer. The most important thing that you want to have when you're writing a copy, it has to be enticing. So the job of the headline is get the prospect to read the rest of the copy. If you fail at that, you're not gonna make a sale. It's a waste of money. The headline is a deal breaker. The first thing I want you to learn is don't try to be clever in the headline. I'll see a lot of advertisers, a lot of big brands try to make it clear, witty. They want to make people laugh. They might laugh at you, and if you might ask them which advertising you saw was the best out of 10, they might pick the clever one, but did they actually buy? If they didn't buy, it doesn't matter at all. It matters if you put the money in your pocket from that advertising, otherwise it serves no purpose. Be positive. There's a lot of really good frameworks for copywriting. Problem agitates solution, which you introduce a problem and then you agitate that problem and you provide the solution. The solution would usually be your product and service, but it is the case for the rest of the copy. In the headline, you want to be positive. If they're irritated by what you have to say, they probably will skip it. So we don't want that. First and most important thing when writing a headline, you're going to have to include a self-interest. Self-interest, what is it about them? So what is it about them in the headline? There has to be something about them, otherwise it is a useless headline. It is going to sell less. It is not going to make the best that you possibly could have made in the headline. The second one is news. You're going to give a news element, introduce a news element. So let's say a new kind of head cleaner. A new kind of a head cleaner. This could be scientists discovered the new way of writing advertising copy and it is super effective. That's a curiosity headline. But notice one thing, in that headline, there's no self-interest. A person might read that, oh, okay, it's like a BuzzFeed headline or something. They might skip it. There's nothing about them. There's nothing you present for that reader. How you can make it even better is, let's say scientists discovered a new way of writing copy which will triple your sales. Bam, you introduce self-interest and news elements. Now you're gonna sell like crazy. If you combine self-interest and news, it is gonna be crazy good. So what I suggest is always have self-interest. That's why there's a star here and there's 2 and 3. Either combine self-interest with news or self-interest with curiosity. So let's give an example, but it doesn't include self-interest as well. So I don't want you to use self-interest only or news only. Curiosity only, news only, don't do that. Always include self-interest. Let's give an example. These are, by the way, tested methods. So this whole presentation is using a lot of quotations from tested copywriting methods by Jon Kaples. He's an OG copywriter, wrote this book in 1950s or something, but still the human psychology is the same. So most of the principles still apply. Lost $35,000. All right, this is curiosity. The person who's going to read this, what the hell is this? And let me read the rest of it. But usually they're not going to do that because it's only curiosity. There's one. Are you playing fair with your wife? Are you playing fair with your wife? All right, this is curiosity. Some people may say, oh, Jim, there's about, with your wife. Isn't it self-interest? No, because it doesn't provide any value to that person. So are you playing fair with your wife? If you put, are you playing fair with your wife? And then add something else like this. Use these techniques to, increase your strength of your relationship or whatever, right? That will be way more powerful. All right, if you're using these headlines, these 3 principles are extremely important. Always combine these and you will see the results. Now let's cover the 5 or 6 important ways when you're writing headlines. We covered some of those, but these are really important. Try to include self-interest. We covered this one. If you have new use of an existing product or a new version of a product, always include it in your product. in your copy. Let's say you already have beard shaver and you want to include a new feature of it, or maybe you haven't used that feature in your copy but you want to include in your copy. News element, let's say the beard trimmer. Beard, there was a brand called Dollar Shaver Club or something, right? Let's use an example in this case. A new method of our device does not only trims the beard but only massages the roots of the hair on your skin. Okay, this is a new way. Always try to include that because people like new. The other one, avoid headlines that only provokes curiosity. We covered this one because those tend to make less sales. Guys, these are all tested. These are not just cookie cutter, I'll do this, do that. They tested that. It involved curiosity, self-interest, bam, bam. Avoid negativity. We covered this one. And this one is really good, really important as well. Try to suggest there's a quicker and easier way. So this should be the main headline, the main, the thing that you want to underline, because you're trying to sell a product or service. The person needs to have the unique selling proposition. Your brand or your product has a unique selling proposition for that person to get what you're selling. So it has to be really unique. Even if it's not unique, try to make it. It is easier and quicker way of doing something. You remember those robots that they call it like the floor bitches or something. I don't know. They have a name. Like they roll around the house and stuff. It is not a super genius invention or something, but it is an easier way. So there's an easier way of cleaning your house. You don't have to, bend over, have the pain in your back or something. It is an easier way. Always put that in. This easier way of cleaning your house will give you tons of free time that you will have no idea how to spend it. Bam. And self-interest, news, and there's no curiosity. But still, this headline is going to sell. Avoid headlines that only states facts. This is really important one. If your headline, I see a lot of Facebook ad headlines, they only state facts when it comes to let's say a Nike or like a shoe brand, right? You can understand if you're selling a really well-known product, which is an e-com brand or e-com product, you can understand using a lot of facts, but you still want to put self-interest. They put tons of features, but the user is not going to understand how the features are going to benefit them. So we're going to cover in the next one. All right, as we covered, we don't want to put tons of facts in the headline. Let's come to the copy and the headline and let's blend in together and how we can use benefits instead of features. So when I started first copywriting, it was a big turning point for me. It was the main and only thing that I first learned, which changed how I write product pages. It was really helpful. Features, what is a feature? Let's say we're selling a poster here, right? A poster, as you can see, this little bad boy here, Scarface poster. And how do you want to use the features? Let's say it is 60 centimeters, a feature, right? Like it is a feature of that product. 60 centimeters to 20 centimeters. These are the sizes, dimensions, right? How the hell this is going to benefit a person? You have to brainstorm. And the best way to do that, changing features to benefits, putting so that. So let's say there's a feature and you put so that, because when a person reads this in your product description, they're going to be, all right, 60 to 20. What the hell? How the hell does that benefit me? Don't ever think, the person is going to know. No, they don't know. If your competitors writes with a benefit, they're going to steal your customer. That's how important this is. 60 to 20 centimeters. So that you want to put, it is going to cover your whole wall. Bam. Or you can say, it will be seen from 50 meters, explaining how big the poster is. This is that important. And let's say it is 1 centimeter thick. All right, like this thick, right? And people will think, how the hell should I benefit from this, right? You're gonna put so that you don't have to nail the poster. You can put stickers so it can carry it. Bam. So you don't have to fight with your landlord or pay painting fees when you're moving out of the house, right? Bam. No need to nail it. Nail it to the wall. Bam, super light. Always include those. Scarface poster, right? Scarface, and they'll put like generic notorious poster. How the hell? Why should I care? If you're a big Scarface fan, yeah, all right, you know. Make every Scarface fan that comes to your home, every Scarface fan that comes to your phone, comes to your home, shocked and amazed. Be the attraction point of your friend circle. Bam! You see how I made every feature into a benefit for that user. So this is a good mental exercise. You can use this so that a Nike shoe, you know, Surface, sponges, whatever, so that you can jump X height, or you can run as fast as, you know, Usain Bolt's son or something. You know, like, make it up. You have to make it into a benefit. A lot of people care. This is really important. A lot of people in their Shopify store, a lot of drop shippers, they, you know, write bunch of features and they wonder why they're not converting. Because images, everyone has the images. Like, images, you cannot really differentiate with the images. It's hard. But the copy is gonna make the difference. All right, let's continue to learn. So these are the words that are proven to attract customers. I'm saying attracting customers, not making sales, because making sales happens in the copy section, in the paragraphs underneath the headlines. All right, use these words. If you have no idea, start with one of those words, because those are proven. Proven, introducing, announcing, new, how to, how, why, which, this, who else, wanted, don't buy until, don't click until. Those are proven. Headline, how to start writing a headline, use these to start. And if you have a long headline, let's say more than 10 words, you have to introduce bolds, and if you're writing a paper copy, or italic. If you cannot use all capitals in Google Ads because they're not going to allow you to, but on Facebook Ads, you can use all caps. So if you have a really long headline, let's say 10 words, I want you to use caps. Make some words all caps. Make some words, try to use bold. You can do it on Facebook Ads. I'm assuming we got the interest of the reader, and now we're gonna get them to the first paragraph. The first paragraph is really critical when we're trying to sell something or convert a person who visited our website. Bam. So how are we gonna do that? So there are really different techniques into this, writing a first paragraph. If you read a ton of copies, there you're gonna see bunch of different people using bunch of different techniques. I'm gonna show you my 3 favorite techniques. You're gonna interrupt. Bam. This is one technique, and these are all different techniques. Interrupting is a good way of, you say, let's say, learn piano, and the headline, example headline we're gonna use is learn piano, and we're gonna come up with first paragraphs. Interrupt. How can you interrupt a headline called learn piano? Never ever go to a piano instructor because they do X, Y, Z. Bam, interruption. Why do I avoid piano instructors? You interrupted the pattern. Quotation. You're gonna put a quotation from Mozart or something, right? You know, playing through the notes is like a way to do something. You know, making a quotation, or a really important person saying how, or testimonial is really good. Learning piano without an instructor was like a dream for me. I thought it wasn't possible, but I learned piano myself just reading this book or watching this video. Bam, start with a quotation, testimonial. Breaking. My favorite, as you can see, I put 2 stars here, is a story copy. Why? Over half of the top performing magazines start with a story, because it is getting people to read through. But you don't want to chunk all the things like this. You want to write a Facebook ads copy, let's say. This is your headline, and first paragraph will be this size, let's say. Bam, 1 line each. And this is your first paragraph. I see a lot of people do this. This is the headline. They chunk everything like a big box, so people literally don't read it. As you can see, there's a big note here. Make it short. First paragraph has to be short, because if you, after a really good enticing headline, if you put a big chunk of a paragraph, the person is going to escape right away. Learn piano and the first paragraph. let's do a story with the first paragraph. I was sitting in my chair while watching the angry tone of my piano professor trying to teach me while shouting at me, which really made me hate the beautiful art of piano, which was really upsetting to me because I couldn't believe how I hated this beautiful art that people, I was literally grew up watching those great artists, but now just because of that, the teacher, instructor, I now really resent that moment I decided to learn piano. Now, but I discovered XYZ, you go like a story. People really catch up to it. Even if you're writing a simple product description for dropshipping products, write a story in the product description. Make let's say a testimonial in a story way. So no one's gonna say, what the fuck are you doing? You can do that. Like there's a big testimonial and ask that person who gave the testimonial, can I make it like in a story sense? If they say yes, go ahead with it. All right, now let's cover the actual copy. There are a bunch of techniques in actual copywriting, and we're going to cover them right now. All right, let's cover the types of copy that we want to use. So these are all different methods and styles. So you want to use with your own discretion, but what I suggest is always use PAS framework, which I'm going to cover. But you can interpret these styles into the PAS framework, which is problem, agitate, solution, but we're going to cover this right after this. These methods, I'm going to show you these methods, but right before that, I want you to know the copy types that you should avoid 100%. Number one, poetic copy. You are not writing a poem, you're not trying to impress people, you're not trying to get an award for the best poem of 21st century or something. You want to get sales. The main goal of a copywriter is to get sales, increase conversion rate, get more clicks, get more money in the bank. And also avoid unbelievable copies, because if you use them in Facebook ads or any other advertising platforms, they will say you cannot live up to those claims because it is impossible. Be a millionaire in 2 days or something. They will ban you right away. Well, let's cover the straightforward copy. This is one of my favorite copy types. Why? Because you state the facts, because you get the attention in the headline, and in the first paragraph you entice the reader even more, and then you put the facts in to get the reader to want to buy more. So Gary Halberts is one of the OG copywriters, direct mail people in the planet. He passed away in 2005, I think, and he was talking about some people don't state the facts about his products, and they get more responses. We can talk, back in the days it was direct mail, more coupons or something. Now we can translate it to clicks. They get more clicks, but the people who you sell with straightforward copy, their upsell rates are higher because you're putting everything there. The click-through rate will be lower, or let's say add to cart rate will be lower, but people buying will be the customer types that you can sell again and again and again. Gary Halbert's idea is always going with the straightforward copy. The story copy is my favorite type of copy. You will use the story and then you go ahead and extend the story to sell more, to entice more emotion, because people buy with emotion. They don't buy with their rational brains. They buy with their emotional brain and they rationalize with your emotional brain. Didn't you? All right, let's do a test. Let's say it was really cold and you already had a code on you and you saw one code and it was like a puffer code, and the one you had is not a puffer code, right? You buy it and then you really liked it, how you look. If you're a guy watching this, you see, oh man, this chick is gonna be impressed with this, right? And then you buy it and then you justify to yourself, I really needed that code actually, because it was the previous one wasn't really keeping me that warm, and you justify it with your rational brain, but the main thing that got you buying that quote was your emotions. All right, let's go you and me copy. So this is a copy type that manufacturer directly speaks to people, that how it should be always. By the way, you can combine this with a straightforward copy. You say we do this XYZ, and then you will be feeling warm with this code, right? Bam, straightforward, and you and me. You can combine each and every one of them. Imaginative, I really don't suggest you do it, because you get that person to imagine what they're gonna feel at the end. It is a little bit of a poetic, but definitely don't suggest you use it. Factual, I definitely use this a lot. Let's say I'm selling a digital marketing course which teaches you how to run Facebook, Google Ads, and a bunch of other ad platforms as well, and says, let's say, average digital marketer makes $150,000 per year. Bam, it's a factual copy that I put in my website. So you can use this, I use this, fact and style, and you put a little bit of your own flavor on it, and that admits the weakness copy is a little bit interesting. I don't want everybody to use it. If you're a beginner, definitely don't use it. It might really break your copy. If you're an advanced or intermediate copywriter, you might give it a shot, because this one is a little bit actually tricky, because you write all about your copy. You write, you know, all the features and benefits. You don't put features, but put a lot of benefits. You write the story and everything, and then at the end you say, I want you to know this is not going to make you a millionaire in even 1 year, right? You be really straight. Even though our camera quality and the course videos are not that good, the information we provide is top notch. So you admitted a little bit of a weakness about your quality, which makes your other claims more believable, because you're admitting a weakness. So if you're a pro, use it. Superlative, it's not really one of my favorite types, but it is really going all out, and you know, like a Grant Cardone type copies he uses in his website, and you know, you blowing your horn as hard as possible. The signed copy is usually you write a letter, or on your website you have a signed by, let's say, a famous person. It's like a testimonial, right? Or by the CEO. If you're a big company, if you're a one guy running ads to a dropshipping store, even if you sign something, they won't really care too much, right? But if you're really Gymshark or something, billion-dollar company, if the owner signs underneath the website, I value my customers, whatever, that will be more effective in the copy on the landing page, whatever advertising platform you're using. And title copy, that's a really tricky one, because it was used by one advertiser. They were trying to understand which headlines, they were a book company, were selling the best, selling the most, and they put all the titles down and said, get one with like a 50% off. So they, out of 20 different titles, the book titles, they picked the ones that gained most of the traction, and they used and build up to them, published relevant books with those. It is really super specific. You're probably not going to use a teaser copy. You eliminate the people, the prospects who are not actually your prospects, right? So you say, if you're a person who does search engine optimization, you are not welcome here. Bam, you eliminated the person. Or if you think you know everything about advertising, you're not welcome here. Bam, you eliminated teased people, right? And your prospects are going to be more into it, and the people who are not, you're going to be potential prospects, are eliminated right away, so which is good. News page, it is it's like writing a copy like a news page, like an editorial type. If you are really good at that, I suggest it, but personally I don't use it. Competitive type of copy is really good. I definitely use it. Middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel, what does those mean? Top of the funnel are people who haven't heard of your brand, but if you're running a remarketing campaign on Facebook or Google or whatever it is, if you use competitive copy, let's say you are selling a Michelin tire, and you put your tire and you put the features, let's say you have $39, your price point, and your tire is thicker, right? 5, I don't know, centimeter square or something, and then you put the competitor, the biggest competitor's tire right there, but of course you don't mention their name, and you put their price in. Let's say they're $69, and their tire is thinner than yours, let's say 3 centimeters square or something, and you show the difference, even if it's your thicker, and still you're cheaper. So it's a no-brainer for people who are not yet considering to buy from you. So these copy types are really effective, but you have to test, as I said, guys. If you don't test, you won't be able to understand what is working. And there are some good ways to increase the selling power of your copies. All right, what are the 20 or 20-something ways to increasing selling power of your copy types? These are copy types, the selling power of your copy. How can you increase? Keep your copy short. I don't want your copy to be longer than 2 lines in one paragraph. So if you do that, if the person sees 3 chunks of text back to back, they might be scared to read the whole thing. Trust me on this one. Try to keep it short. Use subheadings Always, always, always. There's some type of people that always skims through, don't read all, just like me, and I always take a look at the subheadings and I understand what's all about. Bam, bam, bam. So these are for those people. And some people, they're really, detail oriented. They read every single bit of a copy. I never read everything on a landing page. So there are two different types of people. So you have to go after both of them. So that's why subheadings are really important. Give free information on your, on your landing page or your advertising. Do, let's say, I'm not saying give a free ebook or something, because it's a different marketing funnel method. You give them and generate leads or something, but you give, in my course we explain how to run ads, and these are the tips. Bam, they get free tips without enrolling the course. So it gives them the impression that you know what you're talking about. That is one tip. Put captions under each illustration. If you have a website on your landing page, put captions, because it is a learned thing from the middle school, the primary school. We always used to reading the captions under everything. If you have a video and your copy is above the video, I definitely urge you to put captions in the video, so people who don't read it, and especially if you're running Facebook ads, people usually watch it with muted, so they don't hear anything what you say unless they're really intrigued by what you present. Selling copy versus style copy. This is really important. A style copy, they want to be stylish. They want to be really make the website make the ad look perfect. But there is no selling in the ad, right? They say, we are this, we are that. And the previous company that I was working on, I was trying to push the brand to write an enticing copy. And funny enough, they were an advertising brand. And we were pushing them to actually write a copy that converts. But the owner was like pushing to make it really stylish, who we are, what we do. They don't care what you do. They don't care who you are. They want to see what you offer. That's why the offer is really important. The other one, the offer. Offer is really important. What you offer, if your offer sucks, if you are undecisive about that, like how to create a good offer, Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Offers is an amazing book. Get the audiobook, whatever it is, you will learn a ton. And a long copy always outperforms a short copy. When I started, quite not sure about that. I thought people aren't going to read all that. But actually, the more I advertised, the longer I made my copy, the better it sold. And I was recently watching Gary Halbert's seminar he did. He says 2 pages outsells 1 page landing page, and 3 page outsells 2. 14 page sales letter outsells 7 page sales letter. 36-page sales letter outperforms 18-page sales letter. So this goes on. The longer it is, the better it is. The good example he gave was, let's say the God made a decision and he's gonna take your wives, spouses, whatever it is, assuming you're a guy watching, or a girl, the other way around. And they're gonna take your wives away, boyfriends away, and you're gonna have to meet a person, a spouse that you're going to spend your rest of your time with, from a letter, just a letter. You're not going to see them. You're just going to receive 30 letters from 30 different potential wives or husbands, and you're going to read them and make a decision. And you don't have a chance to divorce them later on, right? So this is what you do. You're not going to get a wife just by a letter saying, I love long walks at the beach, I love margarita, I love Breaking Bad. Like, you're not just going to eliminate that person. What you want is as much detail as possible, because you're going to spend your rest of your time with. That's why Gary Halbert's example was super valid. The longer you provide, the more secure they're going to feel, because the security is what people look for before they buy a product. So a good part, a bonus part, I'm going to show you now. Write all the objections your prospect can face. You're probably thinking, I had that issue as well. So I was thinking, there's no problem. There's no objection a person can face. You try to hide the possible objections because you want to think this is perfect, but it is not. You want to write every single bit of objection a person can come up with. Even if you don't have those, look at your competitors. What people have, is objectives. Price. Write the price. Write the possible competitors. This is an objection. Why do they want to buy from you but not from your competitor? What else? Time. It's going to take too much time for them. They don't have time. How can they be sure you're a credible teacher or a credible product or service producer, right? credibility. And this list can go on and on and on. Do you have a money back guarantee? Refund. This list can go all and all and all, and you want to make it as clear as possible for the prospects. And how are you going to do that? In your copy, you have to address all the objections. If you write a story copy like it's a novel, of course it's not going to convert. You just want to use story to put the emotions to that prospect. But at the end, before you come to the call to action, you want to answer the price. Still not sure the price? I promise you're going to make double the amount in 1 month after buying this. An example. Possibility. Is it possible to become? Of course it is possible. Testimonials, bam, bam, bam. These people made this. Time. I don't have time. You don't have to spend more than 30 minutes a day. Bam. Objective. Credibility. Are you a credible person? Yes, I have this certificates. I have been running ads or doing cookies or something for 20 years, or whatever your product and services. Bam. You handle this. Refund, do you? Yes, I do have money back refund, no question asked. Bam. You go and on and on and on. I'm not talking about FAQs, frequently asked questions. Those are different. If you list like a frequently asked questions, people don't read frequently asked questions. I want you to put them in your copy. So that's going to be way powerful. And last but not least, the call to action. Call to action, call to action. And one call to action is less powerful than 5 call to action. Yes, this is true. If you have a long page sales letter, you want to have at least 5 call to action on different points. If you have at the end, you don't want to have people to decide between making 3 or 4 choices. And when a confused mind doesn't buy. This is a golden rule of advertisement. So make it super clear for a person to take one action. If you have download a free ebook or get a payment plan or call us or email us and then purchase, they're not going to do anything. A confused mind doesn't buy. And you want to avoid that. You want to have one call to action, no support, no nothing, just one. If it's buy, buy. Just build a landing page towards it. Your original home page doesn't have to be like this. Your home page can be more brand oriented. But if you want to run ads, I want you to take people towards one action. If it's a free ebook to generate leads, it's a free ebook to generate leads. Nothing else. If it's a call us, it's call us. Nothing else. I see a lot of confusion in literally real estate businesses that I'm running ads for. It is super confusing. There's an email, there's a call us now, there's a 2 people, real estate agents, their numbers, their emails. What am I going to do? They say, I will do it later, and then they do nothing. There's a more detailed version, a 3-hour version of this course. Click somewhere below, above, and don't forget to subscribe. Please like, so we can reach more people with this free stuff. Take care.